The dodge tool in Photoshop, what this tool does is it lightens areas without affecting the hue or the saturation. If you think of it like this, the dodge tool will lighten it and then the burn tool will darken it. These both are really good tools to use for like retouching up faces. Just to show you what it does here real quick. So what I do is I just work it in circles across whatever area you want to do, and it just lightens it up, right? If you hold Control, Alt, and hold down the right click at the same time, you can drag left and right to make the size of the brush bigger, and up and down to change the hardness. I like to keep the hardness around, 25 to 50. Then I'll just lightly go over what parts I want to lighten up. Say this looks a little too dark. You just come in there and lighten up what you want. Be careful, because if you miss areas, it could look real blotchy. If I zoom out, you can tell it looks real blotchy. To fix that, you just make a bigger brush, right? And then just go in circles and get the whole area that you want to get. Now, one thing, it has to be a pixel or a raster layer. You can't do this on smart objects. But let's go over the options up here, right? We got presets. This is the same as every other tool. Then you got the brush preset picker. After that, this opens up the brush settings panel. You can either click this or click on the actual panel itself to open this up. And after that, we got the most important two things in the options is the range and the exposure. The range, you can either target the shadows, the midtones, or the highlights. So basically, you're gonna lighten up the dark parts, the midtones, or the light parts. Usually this is going to be held on shadows if you're using the dodge tool. But if you wanted to lighten up light parts, you just click highlights. And I'll show you the difference of what all three of these do. So that's if we're targeting the highlights. This is if we're targeting the midtones. And this is if we're targeting the shadows. After that, we got exposure. And this is pretty much the amount of dodging it's going to do. The more exposure, let's bump it up to 100. This is what it looks like at 100. And this is what it looks like at 1. It barely does anything. I just leave it around 50. Usually works pretty good. But you can fine tune it how you want. After that, we can toggle the airbrush style buildup effects. Then we got the brush angle. After that, we got protect tones. This just minimizes clipping, and it also keeps the colors from shifting a hue, which means changing color. And last but not least, we got pen pressure for size. If this is on, the harder you push with the pen tablet, the bigger the brush stroke's gonna be, and the lighter you press is gonna have a smaller brush stroke. So that's the dodge tool, everybody. It's real easy to remember if you just think of lightening. Dodge tool lightens, the burn tool darkens, and that's the best way to remember it. If you guys got any questions, comments, make sure to put them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.